if you have talent and you're self-aware about it, you actually are humbled by it, and more importantly, you feel like whether it's inevitable or you're just patient with it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I watch people say it's just a matter of time, and it's like fake bravado. Like I see it every day, just a matter of time, like every day in social especially, right? Like just a matter of time before but it's fake.
Yeah.
And then I see the version of just a matter of time, and it's taking a bus. I'll do anything still. That's what I really like about humility is it's the core to longevity. Because you never, I just will never go to that other spot. You know, I'm just gonna stay in this lane. It's real, like, no matter, like I hear and see everything that's happening with me.
Of course.
I just almost weirdly don't accept it. You know?
Yeah.
I'm unable to like, it, you know, and the people closest to me, like my assistants, my Babin or D-Rog, like, there's always something that I do that I can see through their eyes, them saying like, why is he doing that? Like, and listen, man, it's gonna get more and more intense. Like where I'm sitting right now in my life, culturally, financially, like impact, it's very high. Like I know where I'm at. And man, I don't feel any different than I did the first day I like did a flea market when I was 14. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's almost like something is keeping me in a bubble outside of all the admiration and success. I don't know what else to tell you. It's humility and hunger. Like, I'm humbled by it. I don't take it for granted. I don't think I'm special. Like, I think it's part of the output. I think my parents are special. I think my circumstance was special. And I'm just still so hungry.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Stay hungry.
That's wild.
And you look, and I think if that's foundational, I think, you know, there's, I don't know who they are, but somebody won 4 Grammys, right? And did a show 2 days earlier to 81,000 and felt the same way I feel right now or you feel right now. You know? I don't know.
That's a good point to make.
Right?
When it comes to that type of emotion.
Yeah, like if it's there, right? Like it doesn't, like, you don't see, like, I don't know. Like there's nothing I've seen. I've never been like, you made it. Or like I'm always like, cool, humility, I'm like, cool, like Nightline or a cover of a magazine or somebody cool DMs me, you know?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. I'm like, you know, this is cool.
Yeah, this is dope, but still, there's something else.
There's just never been anything like.
I also think what's great about that is that because it's also rooted in love, right? So like love doesn't really have a price. So it doesn't matter what it is that you do. Like you can attain, you know, 20,000 buildings and, you know, sell out as many concerts and win 85 Grammys and, you know, be respected by your peers and do all the coolest things in the world. But the love of what you're doing is immeasurable. There's no price tag to it. So.
And it's also unlimited.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Right?
Literally.
So like I think that's the thing for me, right? Right? It's unlimited. Like if there is no, it's not even, to your point of measurability, there is no finish line. I mean, for me it's impact, right? Like there is no, like what? I'm not gonna get to 7.8 billion people. Like, the Pope doesn't do that. Jesus Christ doesn't do that. Right. Muhammad Ali didn't do that. Gandhi didn't do that. Martin Luther King didn't do it. Like, you're not gonna get to everybody. So to me, it's almost like, but let me try. Right? So meaning, you know, like and again, it's about self-awareness. Like I laugh, right now I'm laughing because I know that's on film and people are gonna watch that and be like, what, this guy's fucking, like the ego is unbearable. I think people are confused. Yeah. It's the reverse. It's if you live your life in a way like that, you know, it's not that I expect to be on that pedestal or even, to be very frank, or even want that. It's that like, why not bring that much good?
Yeah. That's right.
You know, to me, why not? What's the collateral of that ambition? Because that's my life. My life is going to be the collateral of the ambition to make that kind of impact and have that kind of legacy.
Yeah.
That's what my day-to-day is.
Yeah, very true.
And what's really interesting for me is, unlike you and others, I didn't grow up doing something that made me think, or aspiring to do something that made me think I could have that kind of impact. That's the great misunderstanding of this amazing time, is I, pre-internet, would have been a good businessman, affected the 1,000 to 5,000 people that worked with me, and probably just 87 to 92 that worked close enough with me, my family, my kids, and I would have called it a day. Because I didn't do music or politics or, you know, write novels or poetry. You know, I wasn't doing art, but, which is how you actually get there. But I feel like how I build businesses and things of that nature is that it just, we didn't live in a world where that was documented. As a matter of fact, I've been spending a lot of time looking at entrepreneurs in the 1800s. They made so much of the good impact in our society. Like in the days of kings and like early countries being established, like, you know, it's funny, I've always not liked the narrative of businesses have a responsibility, meaning like not how the Republicans or Democrats looked at it. Some of it was too bullshit and just for the money, and others was too altruistic and not practical. But I have been trying to find that middle zone of like, what's happening with me and now. I'm spending a lot of time on it. But like, it's really cool to think about this conversation in a macro, meaning something's clearly happening where the level of conversation is just going in the right direction. My natural default is to give. It's why so much good has happened, but there's always a breaking point.
Yeah,
That's right.
You know? And you know, there's a couple different relationships right now where I'm just like, fuck, like they're about to walk into a buzzsaw because I haven't given them any indication. Like, that's the one thing I want to do a better job of. I feel like you know, I don't want to just default into I'm a good person and then just, you know, one of the things I'm most embarrassed of ever is when I was a teenager in my early 20s, the way I would break up with a girl was so disrespectful and not like, just like genuinely not a man about it.
Yeah.
You know, I would just disappear. And it was easy before with no technology. you know, but at the same token, it would have meant that I would have been absolutely that person that just like everything was great for 9 months and then I would just text and be like, I'm out, right? Wow. So like, I don't judge people for a period because I think it's a bad idea, but like, I think the thing that I'm constantly, even at 42, I'm like, I've got to do a better job. I'm doing a way better. I'm not anywhere close to that version, but more indicators along the way of like, this isn't cool or like, this isn't right. You know, even from VaynerMedia, as an 850 person company, you know, 18 months ago I woke up, I'm like, my company's entitled.
Wow.
You know, and thinking about my kids, I'm like, they're gonna be entitled. Like emotionally. It's emotional. You know, it's, you know, and that's it. Like my family breaks if my mom or I are not in a good mood for a minute. 1 minute. 1 minute at a dinner table of like, not cool, everyone's like, even when I did Planet of the Apps, my energy was so high and awesome, and there was some stuff going down that I wasn't pumped with, and I was like, this next pitch, I'm just gonna shut down, and the whole like, everyone's like, what the fuck?
Well, how do you deal with that type of like burden, like knowing that there's
I'm grateful, first of all, because it's power, right? Like nobody has leverage over me. Like, I prefer it. It's the leverage. So the burden now becomes more of like, don't do wrong. Like, even in your full right, don't have a macro. Like, to me, I'm never gonna feel bad about blindside. Like, you're fired. What the fuck? Or like, yo, I don't wanna work with you like that anymore. Or like, you know what, you're asking to, you know, like people ask, and then it's finally like, you know what, nah.
Yeah.
Like, now what? What are you gonna do about it? Because I have all the leverage. What I think I'm doing with it is just trying to be more conscious. I don't want to sandbag people. There's a fine line between, you know, look, everybody's a big boy and girl, and you expect people to, you know, when you internalize like what we're talking about right now, what you're doing is you're hoping the other person recognizes how good it is and what the value they're getting, and why do they keep asking for more inches. So I don't feel bad for the person that's taking too much and hasn't figured out how to do it. I just want to be the best version of myself that I can be.